So we're just coming up to the Sepik River. This is where the two rivers join.
The engine cuts out, and suddenly I'm struck by the serenity of the river and how lucky we are to be here. Then the motor kicks back in and we're on our way again.
Natalie Whiting joins us now from Port Moresby in PNG. Natalie, good morning to you. Tell us about this journey of actually getting to this story.
It's been a long one, Lisa. I've been here a bit over 4 years now, based in PNG, and this is something I've been wanting to do for most of that time. I've been hearing stories of things happening up in the Upper Sepik Basin, concerns over logging, accusations of police brutality, but it's taken a lot of work to reach people up there. It's a very remote area, and so it's been wonderful to finally get up there. It's also a very beautiful area.
What happened when you got there? What did you discover?
Yeah, look, there's a lot of tension in the Upper Sepik River Basin. It's an incredible area. It's just phenomenal. The ecology up there, you know, there's wildlife that's nowhere else on the planet. It's an incredible place to visit, but there is a lot of tension. So there's been logging happening up in the Upper Sepik for around 10 years, and landowners there, some of them are disgruntled. They're saying that police are being brought in, which they're not happy about. They've made accusations of police brutality. So there's a lot of tension there. And then not far down from there, on another tributary, there's a proposal for what would be PNG's biggest mine, and that has been dividing people. It's garnering a lot of opposition from people down the Sepik. We also managed to get right up close to where the site would be and meet villagers there. Now, people there actually support it. They're hoping that, you know, maybe this will bring some wealth, some development. So this is a very complex story, and really it's about a region grappling with what its future will hold. How do you balance conservation, development? What do villagers want for their future? We met some incredible people along the way, and I'm excited for everyone to get to see some of these very remote parts and meet some of the beautiful people who are living there.
And Natalie, it must be incredibly gratifying because, as you said, it's a story you've wanted to do for your more than 4-year posting there. You have done so much for us here on the program, and viewers are probably going to be sad to know that you are wrapping up pretty soon in Papua New Guinea and coming home.
That is true, Lisa. I'm sad to be going. PNG's certainly stolen my heart. But yes, a bit over 4 years, almost 4.5 years, and I will be wrapping up in a few weeks. And it has just been incredible. I feel just privileged to have been here and to have covered some of the stories I've covered. You know, there was the Bougainville referendum, which was just heartwarming to see people. Obviously, that region had been through a civil war. There'd been a lot of loss, a lot of trauma. To be there as those people were getting a chance to vote on their future, and if they wanted independence, you know, people were overwhelmed with joy and crying and smiling as they went to vote. So seeing things like that and being a part of that, those sort of moments in PNG, is overwhelming. Really, I feel incredibly fortunate.
And Natalie, there was another story you did, the trip to ETEP. Tell us about that one.
That was incredible, Lisa. That one will definitely stay with me forever. We wanted to go out to a remote hospital to show the realities and the difficulties for people living in those areas and people working, the medical workers. So we took a helicopter up to ETEP Hospital. And while we were there, we arrived and there was an emergency case. A gentleman had been shot through the leg with an arrow. It had taken him weeks to reach the hospital. He'd actually crawled down a mountain with this incredible injury. While we were there, and in fact right in front of me, the artery in his leg that had been nicked burst. And to see the the medical workers suddenly swarm and begin this emergency operation was just incredible. They didn't have the right size clamps. They were making clamp sizes out of suction tube. You know, there wasn't enough blood. Someone donated. They were testing other people in the area, their blood type, and someone donated an extra pint for the operation, and they worked on him for hours. And after seeing that artery burst, I thought that, you know, we would be losing this gentleman. I just couldn't imagine that they'd be able to save him. And yet they did. They saved him. The young man's name was Robin. He was back on his feet in a few weeks. To see what people could do and their attitude despite the difficulties
challenges
was very impressive.